Hey y'all, it's your girl Marisa Starwin. How are y'all this evening? Y'all know this is not my norm. And excuse me, I'm tired, y'all. Tired. Hey everybody, make sure y'all hit the like button as y'all enter the chat, honey. Give me a like. Let me go ahead and preface this with the I guess you could call it a disclaimer. For people who consider themselves, I guess, strong mommy Chrissy stands, if you're a Chrissy cousin, if you're a whatever child, whatever, okay, go ahead, save your sanity, honey. Go watch some forensic files, maybe meditate, get you a nice little mantra going elsewhere. This is not going to be the live for you. Now, next topic at hand. I teetered and I tottered for the past few hours, as I went through my usual evening mommy activities, and I thought it over and I played with it and went back and forth and back and forth. So I said, I'll just do a community post, a general community post saying not to ignore red flags when they present themselves in these romantic relationships. Okay, we cannot let desperation get the best of us. And then, look, the shit hit the streets already, okay? The shit hit the streets already. So we might as well come here and talk about it. Now, the way I'm fixing to talk about it might ruffle some feathers. And y'all know I'm okay with being the feather ruffler. Like, that doesn't bother me because I have questions. Now, on the thumbnail, you see, it's a woman who shall remain nameless. And it says not a victim. Because at a point in time, there was a woman that came on the platform um, and said she wasn't a victim. So, hey, not a victim. She says she's not a victim. She's not a victim. Okay. Hey, Hairbug. Child, you ain't missed nothing yet. I guess we'll go ahead and get the dirty details out the way. As y'all know, anytime the police is called to a house or anytime somebody's arrested, got to go to court, blase squaze, all that is public information. Now, you have certain cities, counties, states that put the information out readily, or you can request the information. So I don't know if this was readily available or somebody requested it. Either way, it has hit the streets. It's already made its way over to YouTube. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and read y'all this, and then we're going to take a walk back down memory lane, honey. All right. On 1/14/2022, around 2300 hours, the affiant, was dispatched to a 911 hang-up call, okay, at the address in Texas. The affiant, learned from the victim, I won't fill in the blank, but y'all can, was having a verbal argument with the defendant, Roderick, okay, about the defendant's cousin using profanity towards the victim through the defendant's cell phone. During the argument, the victim told the defendant to give the phone to the victim. So it sounds like Rod was on the phone with his cousin. Whoever is referenced as the victim here, I guess they were going back and forth with the cousin over the phone. And then whoever's referenced as the victim here requested the phone from Rod. During the argument, the victim told the defendant to give the phone to the victim. When the defendant heard what the victim said, the defendant told the victim no, and the verbal argument got aggressive between the two. During the verbal argument, the defendant got up from his chair and grabbed the victim by the shirt and pushed the victim against the wall. While doing this, the defendant and victim started to fall to the ground, and this caused the victim's back of her head making contact against the wall. While doing this, the victim stated this caused her pain to the back of her head and her back. The affiant, which is the cop in this instance, observed visible white paint in the back of the victim's head and observed the hole in the wall. The defendant admitted to grabbing the victim and pushing the victim to the wall. So somebody was aggressively pushed into the wall to the point that it put a hole in the wall, and the paint transferred from the wall to the back of the person's head. Are we clear on that? Okay. Now easing on down the road, child. Ease on down the road. We're gonna ease on down the road. And we hustling backwards. Let's go back down memory lane, honey. Back down memory lane. Because it's very interesting to me how not I, we are so willing to enjoy and appreciate appearances more than we are willing to intervene and tell shit like it is. How about that? Intervene and tell shit like it is. How if you claim you are a friend or a fan or you appreciate or love somebody, how can you really sit back and make excuses for such piss poor decision making? And I say this because, like I said, I teetered on this matter. This is a sensitive matter to me. And let me also preface this conversation by saying somebody from my hometown was murdered yesterday by her husband. And he was trying to flee, and they went ahead and arrested him today. So somebody's family just got the news that their loved one was not coming back, and that the person who took a vow to love and protect her took her off this planet and away from her children. This is something that we see every single day. Every single day. Where my issue comes in is there are innocent women and children. I'll say the women. Let's start with the women. There are innocent women who don't have a heads up, or maybe he beat somebody and they didn't go through with pressing charges, so it's not documented, or maybe he, it's so many different variables to whereas you might not know somebody is who it is. Maybe y'all are young and this is both of y'all's first relationship and he just snapped out one day. But I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of a woman who has children and who knew. I've tried to avoid saying this before. Who knew, who was aware, who knew that this man was exactly who he proved himself to be, who knew, who had the forewarning, who knew. How many women didn't have the opportunity to know? Imagine being able to have a choice in the matter and still choose. The audacity of a bitch. The audacity of a bitch. For real. The audacity of a bitch. You're not just choosing for yourself, love. We as women, single mothers, we're choosing for our children because they don't have a choice. They have to go with the flow. They don't have a choice. The closest thing they can do to having a choice is running away from home. Especially when they're isolated from their other side of their family and their fathers. They don't have a choice. And don't even let me get into the double standard over here on this sector. Because how many conversations, comments, etc. do I see about people implying, assuming, making up shit? Whole time this is right here in black and white. And this is acceptable? Is this what we're going for? The popularity contest? So, what are the comments when the popular person is no longer drawing breaths? Or one of the kids turns up with a black eye? Or somebody's missing a tooth? Or somebody has taken a missing and now there's an Amber Alert because something didn't happen, somebody didn't snapped out, and now somebody's no longer here. What is the comments then? So I understand that people assume why. I speak for myself. I'm not even going to say reactors. People assume why I would make videos that I make or why I take the stance that I stance. Some people have said I'm jealous or um, I have a hatred towards people or X, Y, and Z. But there is a reason I speak on the aspect that I speak on. There's a reason I don't focus and harp and stay on people's appearances or this person's body shape or this person's weight. I speak on the issues that I speak on because the themes that I see in these three women are themes that are slowly, not even slowly, quickly killing our community. And it's like people just don't get it. They don't get it. And it doesn't bother me for people to come and say certain things or say I'm jealous or I'm hating and blah blah blah. Okay, that's cute. That's cool. Let me go ahead and block you, bitch. Goodbye. Okay, I'm cool with that. Because I know my heart and I know where I come from. And that's why when it's time to extend compassion, I can do that. But when it's time to get on somebody's ass because this is a detriment to our society, our communities, especially as Black people, feeding in the stereotypes, becoming a statistic, y'all are raising our future. And even though you have the proof and the evidence and the numbers and the information right in front of your face, still choosing wrong, I have a problem with that. The manipulation, the scare tactics, the spin moves, I have a problem with that. Now, nobody on this internet is in a position to get up here and say that somebody is obligated to speak on something that they don't want to speak on. But what you cannot do is hop your little ass up here and blatantly lie. Blatantly lie. Girl, you need a PR representative. The appropriate thing to say was, well, I don't feel comfortable speaking on the matter, so I won't be speaking on the matter. Where does the arrogance and the pride jump in? Oh, I'm not no victim. I ain't never been no victim. It ain't none of that. All that. All that. You blatantly lied. Not saying that it's anybody's business, but for you to come up here and blatantly lie, like I said, every time that you get up here blatantly lying, people feel the need to debunk your ass. And that's why people feel the need to dig into your shit. Because you get up here and you blatantly lie. And have the nerve to say you're all about your children. You came up here and told us that you didn't care about moving them. You didn't care about that emotional damage. Now, basically, you played in our face since last year. You don't care about them being around any old type of person, but we already knew that. I already knew that. Let me speak for myself. That's sick, dog. That's sick. That's real life sick. And to get up here and try to polish somebody up and make them look like all of this and have videos of him laying with your baby that's not his. Disgusting. At what point in time do we start holding women accountable for their decision making and their thirst and their desperation that ends up getting the kids hurt, though? Not just you. If you don't mind having your head knocked between the wash and the dryer, then so be it, girl. So freaking be it. All right, let's walk down memory lane, child. I'm a little tight about this. I'm a little tight about this. I can't lie. This doesn't sit well with me. So we're gonna walk down memory lane. Hey everybody coming in. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit the like button, child. Yeah, that's exactly, she didn't say it, but that's exactly what was implied, honey. It was implied. A strong implication. And I went ahead and made a whole video about it. Yeah, because it was a very strong implication. And then she said the reason that they weren't together had nothing to do with DV. Okay, sis. I mean, okay, whatever gets you to sleep, whatever keeps your image, girl. But life is not about your image. You got too many fucking kids to be out here playing like you play. Sick, girl.
Difficult thing to do. But because why? Chrissy is all about we're gonna get a clue. Chrissy will have y'all really sitting here thinking that it makes sense to sit around and pop out 9 children by 7 different men the way she carries on. Like if I didn't have good sense, I would think everything was on the up and up as well. But I know better. I done lived enough. I've been around enough. I done met enough people. I didn't walk in life enough. I'm not old now, but I've been around enough.
Most of your friends because they're also fellow YouTubers. So the likelihood of y'all meeting through a mutual friend of yours is slim to none. I do give you a B for effort on that. Coming up with that nice little concocted story. That was really cute. Okay. Spec. Let's get on Spec. Spec articulates himself well. Spec, he said he has one child of his own. Um, Somebody asked what was Spec's reaction when he met the kids or found out that she had 9 kids, something of that nature. And Spec said something to the effect of it didn't bother him because he loved kids. Okay, Spec, I love kids as well. But do you think me, myself, as a mother, a parent of one child, much like yourself, a parent of one child, is going to get into a relationship with a parent of 9 children by 7 different individuals? No. What logical sense does that make? Especially coming from a male perspective. You're a man. Um, you express that you may want to have more kids in the future. Would you really? I'm gonna ask the audience, my subscribers. Hey y'all. Hey, would y'all really get with somebody who has all these kids by all these different men, whose children don't have relationships or good?
Girl, apparently it has everything to do with you. A hit dog will holler, okay? And you're typing very loud right now. Please,
Have one? All that great stuff. I know how to entertain people because I'm just naturally entertaining. So, with that being said, priority. It's not the priority. So the Q&A, they go on and say, oh yeah, they would like to have another child and they want to get married. DeMarcus round two. That's all this is. DeMarcus round two. I guarantee you, I put my life savings on it. That's all this is DeMarcus round two, except that it might be worse. Because you have broadcasted your brokenness. You have shown all your weaknesses. And don't get me wrong, men, I ain't gonna say men are evil. We ain't gonna say men are evil, but men are predatory creatures just by nature. That's how it was designed. They chase, we, play hard to get, well, some of us could.
well, y'all get the gist of it, okay? Now this was December of 2020. Here we are, a little over a year later. Christina, I don't even know where to start getting on your ass at now. I don't even know where to start. Because I'm trying to figure out what you don't understand, ma'am. I'm trying to figure out what is it that you don't understand about putting your children first. That's the part I can't quite like I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding. I guess cuz I can't put myself in that mindset of somebody who got all these motherfucking kids by all these different men. I can't put myself in the mind state of somebody who would sacrifice their children's well-being, their children's stability, and then hop up on here continuously acting like shit is sweet. I just can't quite put my finger on it, ma'am. I cannot. I can't put my finger on it. Now, good as you felt to hop up here and announce that you were moving and showing off the house that you were moving to, and then try to make it seem like you were moving because you needed to save a couple dollars because the rent was so high. The rent was high when you moved there, ho, because the house was out of your budget. It was out of your range. You live above your means, but you've always done that. That's nothing new. But for some reason, instead of just you coming up here, hey y'all, I'm moving, showing up the new house, you always come up here with these far-fetched ass explanations like you gave it some great amount of thought, like you considered your children and the blase and the squaze. Whole time, ho. This man that you done staged all these proposals and all these date nights, and he's doing the this for me and doing the that for me, and he loves my kids. You got a whole baby hoe. Is Onyx even three yet? And you know about this man's background because I know about the man's background. Ho, I came up here and told everybody else about the man's background because somebody else put it out. So you're very aware because we're all aware. We're all on the same page. But for some odd reason, on these YouTube streets, as long as you take some shit and polish it up and add a couple sparkles, put a lace front on it, a couple cute pairs of glasses, and some lip gloss, everything is a-okay. No, if we're going to get on Jasmine's ass about that man, that she, so-called man that she has over there, if we're going to get on Olivia's ass about bringing Zolo around her kids, you know we fixing to get on your ass with 8 kids in the house. Oh ho, you know we fixing to get on your ass.
It's like people, and like I said, I don't mind it. I've been me my entire life, my entire adult life. I've always had discernment just because I'm not a talkative person. So I do a lot of observing. I do a lot of observing of people and people watching and things of that sort. So I've kind of mastered human nature, human behaviors, and patterns. I have mastered that. But it's like people almost don't like when you have discernment and you exercise it and you verbalize your discernment. Let's get into some of these comments that was on this video. And that was a couple of weeks after the event happened, honey. But these are all rumors. Nobody lives with any of these women to know what's going on in their homes. Honey, how is it a rumor when it's in black and white? Assault causes bodily injury. Do y'all remember the conversations from that time? Do y'all remember that? Oh, it could have been his husband. Oh, it could have been the maid, the neighbor across town. Hey, sis. Sis, I'll be glad when you touch back down, honey. We miss you, girl. We miss you. It was all types of weird conversation. I actually caught a lot of flack for even talking about that. I don't feel bad for talking about some of these situations Because number one, once it hit the streets, I mean it's out here. Somebody gonna talk about it. So if I have something to say or I feel like I have something to add to it, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Number two, like I've always said, it's not about the three mommies because in some ways, at least two of them I feel like are really beyond anybody being able to penetrate and get them to listen at this point. They're very impenetrable because they have such like narcissistic behavior, so much delusions of grandeur, so much of trying to keep up appearances and things like that. It's very hard to get to somebody like that to penetrate and to be able to, you know, it's hard. It's very hard. So I don't feel bad about talking about it because somebody got to combat the bullshit. And that's just in life in general. Somebody has to combat the bullshit. Getting up here and trying to make it seem like moving strange men into your house and popping out all these kids and not caring about their emotional and physical well-being, I don't want that to be the standard and the norm. So even if 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 30,000, however many people watch the videos when I get to run in my mouth, even if one person watch it, I am okay with that. Maybe it penetrated. Normal people, normal people usually listen. But yeah, these comments, honey, these comments. People were, oh, it could have been da 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 da, anything like, you don't know. Oh my God, why are you talking about this? Y'all don't want to see her happy. Y'all think because she got all these kids, like, child, honey, sweetie. Oh my effing God, leave the girl alone. Why is her life so important to you? My question is, why is anybody important to anybody? I could see a stranger on the street going through something and intervene or speak on it. Why is anybody important to anybody? Isn't that why YouTube exists? We're sitting here watching a bunch of people that we don't fucking know. But y'all like to pick and choose when it's appropriate to insert your opinion and blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. First of all, you don't tell me when to have an opinion and when to display an opinion. If I got to go against the whole world, if I feel strongly about it, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Honey, I'm a Capricorn. You better look it the fuck up. Anyway, if the kids were in real danger, they would have been removed a long time ago. Who do y'all think called the police? Let me ask you that. Who do y'all think dialed 911 and then hung up? Oh, okay. Anyway, another blast from the past, honey. Let's get into this one. And this was after the second mugshots. And then I keep hearing this little child voice, no, no. And I look over, and then some children are supposed to be watching my children and things like that has put myself, and then releasing that information to the public has put me at risk. My children at Sis, now I read y'all in my other live, I read y'all the comments of what that person said on one of Chrissy's neighbors. They said that Rod walks your kids to school. At no point in time did they say what route they took, what school they go to, which kids. Child, you have kids ranging from teenagers to toddlers. At no point in time did anybody say what time, what street they take, what school the kids are going to. None of that. None of that. But you're saying that somebody put your kids at risk, meaning somebody put your kids in harm's way. Is it safe to say that if you have children living in a household with a man who is not their father, and even if the man was their father, and they have a history of being a violent person against women? I don't know about Rod's history with children, but a violent person, particularly against women that he's in a relationship with, is it safe to say that that is putting your children at risk? Now, that's a real life question. Is that safe to say? And where do people with temper problems and problem with their hands, where do they draw the line at? That's another question. Where is the line drawn? Do you think somebody who is irrational enough to put his hands on women multiple times is rational enough to stop in the middle of one of his angry tyrants angry escapades and not put their hands on a child and not be aggressive towards a child? Is that what we're saying? Anything to make an excuse for the girl? This woman knowingly, that's the key word, knowingly. How many victims did not have a choice? This chick being guided and motivated by desperation. I gotta prove that I can get a man. I got all these kids. I don't want to be out here being a single mother. I don't want to look like I can't have love. I'm not deserving of love. I need these people to see that I can still get a man.
Is that safe to say? Or am I reaching? Like y'all claim I'm always reaching. Am I reaching again? Am I reaching?
Significant basis. And now, today, CPS came to my door. And CPS came to my door because I guess, the same reason why they used to always come to my door, the internet. The internet and all of its wonderful glory. And the accusations are crazy.
Now, Chrissy, is it possible that CPS came to your door as a result of any incident that may have happened in your household that will put your kids at risk? Your words, not mine. Is that possible? Or is it just because you claim people don't want to see you on the YouTube platform? Girl, you've been having a bunch of kids by a bunch of different men. You've been. This is not nothing new. If that was the case, I think people would have been reporting you all along. Is it possible that when that man got arrested, January of this very year, that a case or some allegations may have been submitted to CPS because your kids may be at risk, ranging from the ages of about 14 to what is the baby 2 years old? Okay. All right.
As usual. And I'm just tired. I'm kind of just tired of people deciding where I'm allowed to be. I'm tired of people deciding whether my children are supposed to be in my care or not. I'm kind of tired of my life being in other people's hands, my kids' lives, then being in other people's hands. I'm tired of it. I've been on this platform for 11 years. I've earned every single one of you guys that press that subscribe button. And I didn't get on this platform and just blow up. I had to earn every single one of you guys. And with that came a lot of sacrifice. I sacrificed my privacy. I sacrificed my dignity. I sacrificed my kids' privacy. I've sacrificed a lot.
But sis, it was worth the sacrifice, though. It was worth the sacrifice. Only at the point in time that you have not been able to keep up a facade did it become not worth the sacrifice. Only at the point in time. Now, this is my theory. When did Chrissy post this video, child? This was March the 1st. It's my theory that Chrissy was trying to get ahead of the 8-ball, child. I thought before Rod's new mugshots hit the internet, I thought it would be because it was something else coming out about the possible DV situation. That's what I thought. But then she said it was something about CPS. Okay, cool. But it was some underlying reason that Chrissy hopped up off this platform for a quick second because she knew the heat was coming. She tried to get ahead of the game, girl. Okay, that was cute. You posted that on the 1st. The mugshots hit the internet, I guess, today. Okay, that was decent timing. I can't figure out. No, I'm gonna let her tell it.
I'm tired of sacrificing. I'm tired of never knowing what's going to happen next. I'm tired of trying to share as minimal of my life as possible, but still be real and share my life. I'm tired, to say the least. I'm just trying to be me. I'm trying to be me. I'm trying to do the best I can for them. And
Chris is trying to do the best she can, y'all. Does that sound familiar? They love. But call it a hee hee ha ha. Okay. All right. It's certain ways a real man is not about to play with you. But y'all, when I say y'all, some of the people who are on board with Chrissy's line of thinking, some of the people who are diehard supporters of Chrissy, some of the people who drop down in my comment section talking about how Chrissy is better than Liv and Jasmine. And once again, I've said they are birds of the same flock, child.
So, let me read some of these comments. I'm damn near speechless, child, because the story is honey. I didn't already told the whole story. I done already told the whole story. I've been called all types of jealous and this, that, and the third, and whatever else, child. Let me see. I said this a million times before. Chrissy the worst. Every time legal issues come up, she loves to, move to a different state. Insanity 9x7, 100%. It's sad. It's ideal that a child's with their biological parents, but when that's not even safe for them, I'm just left speechless. Yeah, that's the sad part. And the fact that she puts her kids in a position to whereas they don't have a safe zone, they don't have access to anybody. Like my son, he can get up and go to his granny house or his cousin's house or grandpa's house or whoever house, play aunts, whoever's house. He has like a safe zone if he just needed to get away. But the fact that she makes sure that her kids only have her and whoever else she chooses to bring into their lives, that really that's fucked up. I ain't gonna lie, it's fucked up. I believe CPS is the reason. I believe, and I told y'all this, the only way that that man was gonna leave is if somebody forced her or he just chose to leave on his own. Those are the only two ways. There is hope for all the kids. I never wanted to grow up and have failing dysfunctional relationship like my parents. Environment can shape you, but you can overcome it. Depends on your personality. That is true, Amber. But when we talk about somebody who has 9 children, if you think all 9 are going to be able to beat the odds, mm, I don't know. So do people think Chrissy's better because she only lost one child? Losing custody of any of your kids is not a good look. No, that's horrible. That's breathtaking for a mother. It's wild to say a woman with 6+ baby dads is better than women. At least some help. And yeah, Chrissy will continue to invite violent bums into the home. It's like, man, sis, and I say this with the most humble spirit and transparent heart. You are sick. Sis, you are sick. Sis, you are sick. That's the only explanation. You are sick. There is something inside of you that craves some shit that you're probably never going to have. Let's keep it a buck. You're probably never going to have it, but you might die trying to chase this shit. You're sick, sis. And you can get up here and try to shine it up and blame and talk about whose washing machine is where and threaten to dox whoever. That doesn't change the fact that you're sick. Every time something happened, you got up here and either picked a fight with Jasmine or did some other type of spin move. When the reality is you're sick. You have an illness of the brain.
It is our responsibility, first of all, the parents. If you that flustered, if you that fed up, if you that desperate, then you don't need to have your kids. If you're going to sit here and let somebody who is not their father, who is clearly not the children's father, put your children at risk or harm your children or hurt your children, yeah, you have a problem, sis. I don't care how flustered you are. You won't flustered enough not to have a newborn baby in this cart. So let me go ahead and yes. If y'all don't know nothing else about Chrissy that has been proven on this internet, is that Chrissy is going to scam her way into a couple dollars. Oh man, I just be so amazed that she can make a way with all of these kids. No, anybody can make a way if you're not going to do it the right way, if you're not going to put in the work and you just want to take a shortcut. But at what expense? You're going to have bankruptcies, evictions, like myself. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. That's some deep rooted self hatred. That's some deep rooted trauma and damage. Be alone. Let Medicaid fund your mental health experience. Do they have Medicaid for adults in Texas, y'all? Something has to give. Let's get through this real quick and then we'll see what she's talking about. But I ain't gonna focus too much on Chrissy and her deflection tactics because that's manipulation at its finest, and she's pretty good at that.
You can support us over there. I just this is too much. Putting my kids out here, people following them, people breaking into my house, people calling CPS, people like it's crazy. The things that people make up and the things that people say are like the most horrible things. I would never want a mother to go through what I've gone through in the last week. I would never want a mother to go through, or a child to go through what my kids have been put through. And I'm trying to shield them from as much as possible, but they don't really understand what's going on. Let's be honest. They don't really understand what's going on, but the ones who do, they get it. And they have lots of questions. And then you're like, mommy, why? And
Chrissy.
That's another tactic that Chrissy likes to pull. The I have kids. What about my kids? Are y'all considerate of my kids? Are you considerate of your children, honey? Because that's another tactic that you like to pull. And I'm not standing for that shit no more. Are you considerate of your kids? You sat up here in our faces and told us you didn't give a damn about the emotional impact that moving constantly was going to have on your kids. And now you clearly have demonstrated you don't give a fuck about the impact of DV on the children. Wow. But talking about what somebody else is doing that's impacting your children, they're your children. They're your children. These are your children. Now, personally, I care about the kids of the world, but I could never care more about your kids than you care about them, and they're right there with you. It's so many mothers and even fathers who sacrifice. They sacrifice their love life. I know mothers who have waited until their children were adults to start dating because they didn't want to expose their children to certain types of people. The desperation that single mothers are known for. And this is a clear example. A clear example. And that's sad. That is sad because at what point do we choose healing? At what point do you choose healing? How long can we continue to blame things that happen to us as children? Especially now that we're parents. You're a mother of so many kids by your choice. I feel like sis is so guided by her ego and that Leo shit, child. You can't tell nobody like that nothing. Oh, the lady told me I should consider getting my tubes tied. Who the fuck is she to tell me I should consider? She's a logical human being with eyes that see that you're not even 25 and you already got 4 kids. Like, seriously. And then every time it's time to have a conversation about you just focusing on your children, somehow you weave a relationship. Well, I know I deserve love and I deserve a good man, and people think this and people think that. Why are you worried about what people think? If you were going to worry about that, that would have been 7, 8 kids ago, worried about what people think. It's too late to worry about what people think now, honey. Way, way, way too late, honey. Way too late. Oh, I'm going to just focus on my kids. You have 9 by 7. That should have kicked in somewhere around number 1, somewhere between number 1 and number 2. Okay? It's just, ooh, we. And then to get up here and fall out with somebody else about their relationship with their man that you don't like. Whole time you over there doing the what? The what?
Us to today's topic. Let me get on track. Today's topic. Today's topic. Shout out to the L to the S to the A because they summoned me. I didn't summon them, they summoned me. L to the S to the A. What does it say? Violation of bond / protective order trespassing. March the 2nd of 2022. March the 2nd of 2022. And who do we have here? Who do we have here? For violating a protective order. Now, y'all said that nothing happened between him and Chrissy, and it could have been the neighbor's cat, and it could have been his second cousin twice removed that he was estranged from, but happened to come down to see him in Austin, Texas, even though he's from Florida. This is what y'all said. So, whose protection order did he violate in Austin, Texas? Because you claimed it wasn't nothing to do with Chrissy or her children. And y'all claim it's none of anybody's business. No. We dragged the hell out of Olivia Johnson and Jasmine Dukes. We dragged them for filth. But when it comes to Christina Joseph, it's always a problem. We drag them for filth. We talk about how they're not keeping their kids up, how they penis hopping, how they moving too much, how their house dirty, their feet dirty, all this, that, and the third. But when it comes to the polished one, it's always a problem. I done heard people get up here and make jokes about Jasmine possibly being beat on. Now, mind you, we don't have no type of reason to believe that she over there getting beat on. That man just seemed like he not into her. That don't mean she getting beat on. But here before y'all, we get a whole man with a whole, when I say a CVS receipt of mugshots, a CVS receipt of mugshot, the longest list of mugshots from the time he had a fade to he had baby dreads, he had shoulder length dreads, then he had the little medium twist. He done had so many damn mugshots for putting the beats on people, allegedly. But here oh no, y'all are just hating. Y'all just don't know what's going on over there in Chrissy's house. I don't know for sure. I'm just speculating, babe. I'm just speculating based on, I can deduce based on the history what's going on. It really blew my mind. And shout out to the 444 people on the live. What's up? What's shaking, y'all? That's one of my favorite angel numbers, 444. It really blew my mind. Oh, somebody with a history of putting his hands on women and then pops up with a new mugshot in 2022. But it couldn't possibly be that he put his hands on a woman, even though he has a long rap sheet of putting his hands on women. Huh? So at what point do we throw all logic out of the window and go with the popularity contest. So we more concerned with popularity than with safety. Is that what we're saying? I wish somebody had told me. I didn't know. All right, so the live finally loaded up. I think she's off. I gotta make sure she off, child. Cause you know you can't stream people's live while they're still live. Is child? Okay, tell your story, man. Play the victim. Go ahead.
People are trying to do are just crazy. And I just don't know. You know what I mean? It's just like when you're, it's a weird position to be in, just feeling helpless, you know. And people are just like dancing on your head, like, you know, it's just crazy.
What do you need help with? Do you need help leaving that man because you just moved from one house to another house? So that would have been your prime opportunity to go on about your business. That doesn't sound like you want to leave the man because we know that you can't be alone. So what do you need help with? If it's pertaining to leaving a desperate situation, I can help you with that, sis. Hit me up. But I know that's not what you're referring to. You just don't want people to talk about it. You just don't want people to remove the veil from other people's eyes. You try to pull the wool over people's eyes, and now you're mad, and you're ranting, and you're raving, and you're foaming at the mouth because you can't keep up the facade. Notice that's the only time that Chrissy really get mad about anything. That's the only time you ever see Christina get mad about anything is when people blow up her spot. Oh, she get to coming up here hooping and hollering. You can say whatever you want to say about her, but don't blow up that spot. If you blow up that spot, child, she was up here trying to expose people medical records and doing all types of stuff.
Take your power back. Don't bow down to them. Exactly. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm not ever gonna bow down. I don't know, guys. It's just been a lot. I gotta, you know, I don't know. It's just been a lot. It's just, and it's like, I think I don't know. People are just trying to push me. Like, they're just pushing me. Like, why? Stop. You know what I'm saying? You get it, you got it, whatever. Okay. Now leave me alone, please. Like,
if y'all are actually going to Chrissy and saying anything directly to her, leave her alone. Leave her alone. Gossip on the internet is enough. If y'all are going directly to her inbox and saying anything that is less than complimentary, and don't send her none of these videos and lives. If she come upon it herself, then that's her business. But yeah, leave that lady alone. See, that's why I could never be accused of bullying. I think y'all need to know what bullying is. Now, see, if you decide that you want to click on people and you know what it's given already, if you come over here and look at this live and you already knew what it was given, I didn't bully you, ma'am. I didn't send nothing to your phone. You actually got me blocked on your channel, and I've never even said it. I don't think I've even ever commented on any of your stuff, but I'm blocked over there. I can never see anything that Chrissy is saying on her channel because she got me blocked. I've never hit you up on IG. I've never emailed you. I've never contacted you. It's more so about the kids. Nobody is salivating at the opportunity to deliver the news, the fact that you still got this man around. Nobody is excited about it. I'm not excited about that. I'm actually quite disappointed because I feel like at this stage in your journey, in your development, you should know better. You should know better. And I wish these fathers were more involved because if anything, if I wanted to report anything to anybody, it would be me trying to report to these dads, come get your kids before something happens. But the fact that you have moved them kids from Colorado to Nevada to Texas, that goes to show that the one who cared is like the only one. The rest of the men don't give a damn. You said homeboy ain't even met his youngest child by you. Like, girl, goodbye. Hey, friend.
it's like, oh my gosh, guys. And I'm tired of talking about it. I feel like I've been talking about it to different, I have to explain this different level of bullshit to people who aren't on social media. Trying to explain, like, why the fuck do people, you know, I'm tired of people. I'm about to read these comments in a second where I stop. But I'm just tired of people just, it's like, I don't know. It's just like,
Babe, you're not saying anything. What are you tired of? What are you tired of? Because you're not saying anything. Are you tired of people discussing you? We've been doing that. Y'all, I started making reaction videos in 2019, and my first reaction video was on Chrissy. I've been doing this for over 2 years. We've been doing that. Now, have I been consistent? Y'all know that's a different story because your girl is liable to drop off the face of the earth for a couple months and then pop back up with with the jump off. But that's neither here nor there because, like I said, this is not my bread and butter. This is something I feel like a lot of this stuff is educational opportunities more so than anything. Just awareness because I know most of the stuff I say will never penetrate the women that I'm actually talking about. They don't give a damn. They don't listen to their mom. They don't listen to their family child. They don't give a damn. They don't care. But maybe, just maybe, out of the 400 and something people who are in the chat, maybe it will resonate with one person. Somebody. Somebody. Maybe.
I don't think I even have the words, you guys. I think you just understand. Like, I feel like the people who understand where I'm coming from get it, and the people who don't, and that's just all there is to it. I just can't explain to people who don't understand. We're just like, here's another thing that irritates me, you guys. People are always looking to side eye some shit. Oh, it doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. It's because you are up my fucking ass trying to find out shit that really has nothing to do with anybody on the internet. Nobody on the internet. It's because you're
Does it have anything to do with your children, ma'am?
invading my privacy. That's why it doesn't make sense, because unless I come and tell you my own business, my own personal business, it's never gonna make sense because you guys are all trying to come together and go off of assumptions. And then what you do is you pick the worst assumption out of all of them. And then you terrorize my life, my kids, everybody, everything. People don't understand, man. People just do not get it. You have to understand what you do to people and how you affect people, and the things that you say and you do on the internet affect people's real lives.
Girl, so you want complete and total strangers on the other side of a fiber optic cable to care more about you and your children's well-being than you care and the person that you claim you were in love with cares? Is that what you were saying there? You sick, honey. I've said it probably 20 times now, but I just want to be very crystal clear. You have an illness that only God and probably the best psychologist and a psychiatrist and a therapist and a life coach and a counselor. You're going to need an interdisciplinary approach, honey. You're going to need everybody that you can get, every mental health service that you can get on Texas Medicaid. I'm gonna need you to sign up for. Anita, please, please, girl, please, girl. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and I'm gonna need you to sign up for it because it's at the point now, girl. I, I don't know. I don't know. What is there left to say? I don't know. Okay, Mrs. Carter. You're a beautiful woman. Thank you for stopping in, honey. I think you took a right when you should have took a left. But I'm sure she'll be live soon, so you just worry. You keep your notifications set, okay? Yes, the other side of the fiber optic cable. Whole time people in your real life, in your real house, is you talking about washing machines. Whole time you might be in your head knocked between the washer and the dryer. But okay, girl. All right. Sick. You're sick. I wonder Is that why she was off for a minute, then came back and said they were going through trying? Yeah, ain't no telling. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Carter. We appreciate you, honey. We appreciate you. It's not a problem. Feel free to stick around. Grab you some popcorn, a little beverage, whatever. Hey, Empress Netta, what a beautiful, vibrant photo. I need to take me some outside pictures. That look real cute. It's so many what ifs. It's so many what ifs with that situation because the math. See, I've always been good at math. Okay. I've always been good at math. So when people try to tell me my math isn't mathing, I know it's bullshit, but I'm gonna let you think that 1 plus 1 is equal 4. And I'm gonna sit in the background and continue to say that it's 2. Okay. And continue and continue. But it's at a certain point in time where, honey, we as women, we really got to heal. You really got to heal and get focused. Once you become a parent, you don't have room and opportunity to just be out here still experimenting and going with the flow and I'ma just see what's gonna happen. And you don't have that level of comfort to where you can do that anymore, honey. That's not an option. And you're more so mad at people for exposing you for being the person that you really are versus saying that you're not. Heal, girl. You have some real problems, real life problems. And your problems are not the wigs and the makeup and your content. Those are not the problems. Those are not the problems that will cost you your life, girl. We talking about real life stuff. Get off of the aesthetic. My sister used to love for men to put, oh, Lord. Yeah, it's some women that were brought up thinking that if a man doesn't put his hands on you, that he doesn't love you. She's an extreme. Oh, I missed the comment. Hold on. Leo women aren't bad. Leos are very strong-willed and very dominant. Very dominant. So it's hard to penetrate and tell a lot of stereotypical Leos what's what because they're not trying to hear it, honey. They're the king of the jungle. And it's even worse because she won't keep it real or tell the truth on her channel. She has created a lane for other people to tell her truth. She only wants to film the lie. 100%. And that is why she's always getting up here foaming at the goddamn mouth because people are exposing her for not being who she says she is. How can you come up here and call yourself a strong mommy and saying it's all about your kids and this, that, and the third? Whole time you're making decisions that only benefit you, that only make you feel good. Where we do that at? And you call yourself being mad at a reactor for talking about it. Basic level stuff, but you're not mad at yourself for being in these predicaments. Stop getting up here saying you're going to change. Oh, I learned, and actually learn, girl. How about that part? You got way too many fuck kids to be out here playing, period. Y'all want to get into the breakup video? How about that? How about that, T? Strong mommy Chrissy. Oh, hell no.
The reasoning behind the breakup, but there is literally nothing that has gone on online or behind the scenes that has ever been like exposed or so people thought that is the cause of this. Let me just put it like that without
Chrissy, you lie so much. Girl, you lie. Yeah, that song. That the person had good intentions, but woo wee, you lied so much. Oh my gosh. I never seen somebody say that they don't want to talk about something, don't want to address something, and then keep addressing it with a fucking lie. Girl. So you did not break up with a man who put his hands on you, but he did something worse than putting his hands on you? Is that what you're trying to say?
Really saying and speaking on it. Okay. So it's not anything like that. But there definitely are some things in my relationship that were deal breakers. And without speaking on things too much, there were things that were deal breakers for me that I just couldn't get over. I just couldn't get through. Um, and I tried, but it just is like a deal breaker is a deal breaker. At the end of the day, Rod is a good guy. He always treated my kids with respect.
The bar is in hell. Do you hear me? The bar is in hell. The child said, he's a good guy. He's just misunderstood. I just made him angry.
The utmost respect. He never disrespected them or made them feel uncomfortable. He was always very good to them. It wasn't the worst relationship I've ever been in either. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I just can't see myself getting married again and being with someone and it not working out because there are things that I know I can't get past. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And that would be naive of me to do so. So I really started to evaluate some things within myself, honestly. And that's what made me really realize, okay, I'm not ready to pursue this relationship further. And I'm not willing to pursue this relationship further. And I'm not ready to even think about getting married to someone just yet. I really still have a lot of personal healing and growth I need to do first. Honestly, even though I am completely over my ex, I still have healing because when you go through something as devastating as what I went through, you still need to get your shit together. You need to pour back into yourself. And I think that I was just worried about I don't deserve to be alone and I deserve a good guy. And even though that is true, even with 9 children, despite what people may try to lead you to believe, I do deserve a good man who's going to come in and do all of the things and have all of the, qualities that I feel like I deserve and that I do deserve and that my children deserve. I'm just I just have to be very, very careful. I can't make the same mistakes that I made with my ex um anymore. It's just time for me to learn from what I've been through and to stop making those same mistakes and stop ignoring some of those things that I know are deal breakers for me because I'm too focused on wanting to be happy. And that's a lot of our problems as women. And I feel like I'll take it a step further and say with single mothers, I feel like a lot of us settle for men who we normally probably wouldn't if we didn't feel like we are running out of time or just, didn't have a lot of options or whatever the excuse may be that we tell ourselves or whatever. And then it leads us to be with people who really don't deserve us or who like I said we normally would not even try to be with because the pickings are slimmer for single mothers, especially if you have a lot of kids like I do. And at the same time, y'all, I do believe that there is someone out here for everybody. Right now, the only thing that I desire to do is to live my life freely with no strings attached and to take care of my kids and raise my kids to the best of my ability. I really want to focus on them. Um, Relationships and men are a lot of work and they are time consuming. And then when you get people who have baggage or whatever, it's even more work. And I'm all for, healing and working together to a common goal. I'm at a position in my life now. I'll be 32 years old this year. I've got 9 children. And when I sit back and I think about my life and the responsibility that I have, it is a very, very, very difficult one. Um, to raise 9 children, 9 amazing, smart, um, capable individuals.
How do you think your oldest kids view you as a woman and as a mother? That's what I would like to know. How do you think that your children who are old enough to formulate a thought and articulate a thought like that, how do you think they feel about you as a woman? Seriously. Because I can only imagine putting myself in that position as a child, being raised by somebody who, to say you ain't got to figure it out is an understatement, a huge understatement. But to say it doesn't seem like you ever gonna figure it out in time to make a difference in your children's childhood, wow. Wow. And the fact that we got to stop hyping up what looks good and start doing what feels good and what is good. Fuck what looks good. It's a lot of stuff on social media that looks good. How many people you see big balling on IG and this, that, and the third whole time they broke or they've been arrested for fraud or whatever else? Stop supporting what looks good and start calling out what is good. There is nothing good about what this woman has brought to the table. To be honest with you, the gift of gab, I'm glad that you're charismatic. That's promising. That's something that you could have really done something with had you made better decisions. But it takes more than that. Way more than that. Of course it was staged, honey. We know that. And then the hate and the vitriol towards the person that you once called your best friend because she's still with her man, but you don't know what hell she's going through. So why are you worried about what they got going on over there? Focus on yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with being single. I can't believe people use single as a dig. Oh, you mad because I have peace? Because anybody can just go out and find any old body off the street. Like I said, they like to pluck these bums off POF and off the corners. Anybody can do that. Sometimes we need to choose peace. There's not a thing wrong with being single. Now, if you want to be single and continue to create children who have no foundation, now that's a problem. But just not having a spouse or being married, especially if you're going to do it like you did it the first time, chill and be still, girl. Chill and be still, girl. My goodness, they make equipment for shit like that. Roses, and they got the ones that's waterproof and one to vibrate on the button and the other part go in the hole. They got all types of equipment for that. Jeez Louise, what's your P.O. box, sis?
Both boys and girls, is a lot of work. A lot of people would not even can't even fathom being able to do that. Some people can't even do that with one child or two children. And here I am trying to do it with nine. Meanwhile, having a personal life and dating and trying to have romance because mama need love too, you know? And I get that. But I'm at the point in my life where I just have to put them first. And if anything really just doesn't add to that, it's taking away from it. And I just don't have time for it. Just really want to focus on the kids. I want to focus on the kids. There's a lot of things that I have planned, a lot of changes. And I know you guys are like, changes, you gotta change every month or every other month or every 3 months. But it's the truth. With life, you have to grow and change and adjust. And that's what I think I'm really.
Anticipation eviction and coming up here trying to make it seem like you planned a change. Girl, you're sick. I don't know any other way to say it. The mental health is not mental healthing. You're ill, girl. You're ill. Anywho, let me read the narrative for y'all one more again before I read some of these comments, have a little dialogue, and wrap this thing up. The narrative. On 01/14/22, around 2300 hours, I, the affiant, was dispatched to a 911 hang-up call at the address in Texas. I, the affiant, learned from the victim, fill in the blank, was having a verbal argument with the defendant, Rod, about the defendant's cousin using profanity towards the victim through the defendant's cell phone. During the argument, the victim told the defendant to give the phone to the victim. When the defendant heard what the victim said, the defendant told the victim no, and then they commenced to arguing, child. During the verbal argument, the defendant got up from his chair and grabbed the victim by the shirt and pushed the victim against the wall. While doing this, the defendant and victim started to fall. During this, the victim's back of her head made contact against the wall. While doing this, the victim stated this caused her pain to the back of her head and her back. The affiant observed visible white paint in the back of the victim's head and observed the hole in the wall. The defendant admitted to grabbing the victim and pushing the victim to the wall. So, well, y'all was right about one part. Y'all said the cousin, right? Y'all said it was a cousin, second cousin twice removed. Well, the cousin was on the phone, so y'all got the cousin part right. It just won't in the place that you thought it would be, honey. When she moved him in, was getting engaged at the park, starting him a YouTube channel, she knew all the red flags he showed her. After all the experience she has with men, that's insanity. Yeah, this is, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. Because it's not a surprise. Knew that that's what the situation was, but I guess to see it in black and white and to know that's just because somebody happened to dial the cops and hung up. So the cops went ahead and came out of there anyway. But to know how much those kids have probably seen and experienced, it's like they need to start testing people before they're able to have children at this point. We gotta start issuing some parenting licenses or something because my goodness. Seriously, my goodness. I don't know what to say. Yes, hit the thumbs up. Hit the likey like. Y'all still on the tooth thing, child. We'll never know what happened to that tooth. Okay. We'll never know what happened to that tooth. It's sick though. This is sick. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. I can't imagine waiting for the other shoe to drop every single day. Who do y'all think called? Y'all think it was one of the children? I think it was one of the children. Crazy. Well, this is the victim in that statement. If you're out there, whoever you may be, ain't no spin move that can excuse knowingly putting your children in these type of situations. That's not the mark of a good mother. It's just not. It's one thing to be led astray and deceived, but you have the benefit of people doing your homework for you, child. The people, as soon as they found out the man's name, went and ran the records down and then made his way over here. Yeah, ain't no telling. So, at what stage of development are we putting people on the cancellation list? Is it exposing our children to dangerous human beings knowingly? Is it inviting strangers into the house and having sex with the kids in the room? Is it having truancy charges, bouncing checks, being evicted, scamming landlords out of their housing? What else? At what point are we making it to the cancellation list? He's wearing. Oh, do not make me laugh like that. He's wearing the tooth in his dreads like a cowrie shell. This is not a laughing matter. You're on timeout, Sully. Baby. Oh man. Shout out to Destiny Reacts. I thought this was interesting. This is completely well, not completely unrelated, honestly. It's semi-related, child.
Get in the bag. Leave me alone. Shit. Somebody, Cadence, come open this door for him. Look, y'all getting on my nerve. This is why I put it on mute, because I can't ever get a minute to myself. I don't want no kids now. Lord, help him. Sit here and you don't say nothing. Just can he think I'm going somewhere? He's so pressed. All right. Get out my room, please. I love you guys. Goodbye. Hold on a second. The answer to everything is absolutely not. I had to put my foot down for a second. Somebody wants some kids. They all getting on my nerve today. I'm just like, Jesus, I have a headache. No, you can get in the back. Leave me alone. Shit. Somebody, Cadence, come open this door for him. Look, y'all getting on my nerve. This is why I put it on mute, because
This is why I put it on mute. So she has mastered the art of the mute button, which is wonderful, amazing. But why is it so normal for us to neglect the children for social media? Okay. Yeah, we know she be going off. The damn POF man said she was around there swinging belts around at the kids. Like, Lord have mercy. This, I don't know. I don't know. Kids get on your nerves. That's the whole point. Whole point. I think that's the whole point of a child, to get on your nerves. Yeah, that's the whole point. You don't have more kids than you can handle. Definitely don't have them by your damn self. Yeah, ain't no me time, child. Me time been gone. That was 8 kids ago, honey. Cause who the hell trying to babysit 9 children? Okay. She acts like a color purple character. Yeah, she was talking like a grandma right there. Boy, oh boy. I don't know. I feel like I've exhausted all of my words, you all. Just remember when Jasmine tried to pray. Ja- Jasmine put her positive prayers out into the atmosphere, and people told her to shut the hell up, mind her goddamn business, and eat her food. Okay. Yeah, that's why I don't go live that much. I can try to predict when the best time would be, but definitely not on the weekends and stuff. If you have kids, you already know that. It's like trying to talk on the phone. As soon as you talk on the phone, they would all of a sudden start making all this noise. They hungry, they thirsty, they gotta throw up, they got a headache. Oh, I got a fever. I slipped and fell, broke my big toe. The children want attention. Not Orlando Brown. Know your self worth, simple, and think about your children. No pain is worth your children's mental health and safety. Absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. Let me drop some facts because y'all know I be about the knowledge over here. Every now and again, I like to drop some facts on your head top. Let's share the National Domestic Violence Hotline, and they have all languages, honey. Definitely English and Spanish. If anybody in the chat or anybody passed through might happen to need the information, it is here, child. Okay. Now let's get into the impacts that exposure to DV has on children. According to the CDC, in homes where violence between partners occurs, there is a 45 to 60% chance of co occurring child abuse. People who cannot control their anger, now this is my words, not the article. People that can't control their anger enough to keep their hands off their woman definitely can't control their anger enough to keep their hands off your kids. Let's be real. A rate 15 times higher than the average. Even when they are not physically attacked, children witness 68% to 80% of domestic assaults. These numbers are a sobering reminder of the toll a violent environment takes on kids. The psychological aftermath of exposure to DV can include fear of harm or abandonment, excessive worry or sadness, guilt, inability to experience empathy, habitual lying, low frustration tolerance, emotional distancing, poor judgment, shame, and fear about the future. Compared with other kids, those who have witnessed DV experience greater incidence of insomnia, bedwetting, verbal, motor, and cognitive issues, learning difficulties, self harm, aggressive and antisocial behaviors, depression and anxiety, as well as most troubling adult DV, with boys often becoming offenders, victims, or both, and girls more likely to become victims. Now, are we that desperate and thirsty for male attention and somebody to hold us at night that we're willing to encourage our daughters to become future victims? Because that's exactly what you do when you pattern, you set these patterns, you set these behaviors, you show your kids that this is the way things go. What do you expect for them to go forward and do after that? And I don't want to hear nothing about the kids didn't see anything. No, ain't no way possible. Them kids don't go nowhere. They always stuck up in the house. They always babysitting each other. Houses ain't but so big when you got that many people in them. No, I don't want to hear it. Sick. It's an illness. Well, I hope she do get the sprinter, honey. How much y'all got on the sprinter? We can start a little donation situation right now. How much we got on the sprinter, y'all? Can we y'all think we can get $1,000 towards Chrissy and Sprinter? Yeah. She said she wasn't a victim. She said that was all false. Um she said she didn't want to speak on it, but then instead of just not speaking on it, she decided to lie. But when you say that, you're not only lying to the people who, react or find entertainment in your content, you're also lying to the people who support you. And they walking around here talking about, oh, no, that's not what happened. You don't know. You weren't there. Common sense, baby. Common sense. Hello. Hello. All right, whatever. Oh, you hear that? Pound cake, I ain't seen you in a minute. Where you been at? You hear that, Chrissy? If you play your cards right, if you maximize your potential in your platform instead of over there pussyfooting around and wasting your time on straight losers, I could tell her who hiring. You don't know damn well ain't nobody trying to go to work. A spin move gonna be that she wanted to move because she wanted a fresh start. Yeah, but the thing about it is, when whoever that was in that narrative got their head pressed up against that wall, that was a whole house ago. So remember, she moved from Denver or Vegas down to Texas in one vehicle. How did she do that? We know exactly how she did that, child. Okay, pound cake, get your grand hustle on, baby. Get money so you can donate to this Sprinter Van fund. We gonna need 200 from you since you've been working so hard. You got zero. Hit the baby daddies. She already getting the child support, child. Do another world tour. Nah, we don't need her to go on now another tour, child. She would take the donated money and buy her a wig. No, I didn't see anybody hit anybody in that video. That really got me. That was weird. They're all over the refrigerator. What's up with the refrigerator thing? Child, if it ever come out that something gets documented or cops get called over there, baby. Oh, I probably wouldn't even be able to log into YouTube. The damn servers would be so busy with people up here talking shit. We have to buy the Sprinter. Well, I only was gonna try to get 1,000 towards it, so that ain't gonna cut it. And she gonna have to put it in somebody's name anyway, so I'll let them handle it. Short bus shawty, short bus shawty. Where are the YouTubers? Who we? I don't know. Look, everybody has to operate within their comfort level, but I discourage double standards and treating people differently based on the popularity contest because at some point in time we have all discussed things that were not readily available. We've all discussed situations that they did not bring to the YouTube streets themselves. From Olivia to Jasmine to everybody else, child. We done met Pimpin' Phil and his whole slew of baby mamas, child. We done met Jasmine's baby daddy's baby mamas. We done met damn Pimpin' Phil, one of his hoes. Like, we didn't talk to all types of people who were not invited on the platform by these women. So we done learn all types of information. They didn't volunteer. Any last thoughts before I hop off here? Do I need to read the narrative again for the people who are misunderstanding the yeah, hoes? I'm gonna call it what it is. We're gonna call a spade around this bitch now. That ain't no YouTuber, that's a hoe. Okay. They tried it with the eviction records. Now the yeah. It's people saying, well, she might not be getting put out because of payment. It don't matter why you getting put out. It never looks good for somebody to have to go file paperwork on you to get you out of their damn house. It should never get to that point. Ever, ever, ever. Ever, 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 ever. That's a dummy mission. Like you might prolong it, but you not fixing to beat out somebody who wants you out their damn house. Lucky it ain't me. I'll take a torch to that bitch and collect on the insurance money and keep it pushing. Y'all will be buying all new shit once again. Hey, Mingle with Brown. Yes, let me go back to that number, child. Listen, anybody, listen, especially if you have children, do it for your kids. Every day, black women are dying by the hands of mostly black men, to be honest with you. So if you can't live for you and you're a mother, do it for your kids. Choose life, child. And I swear it's something better out here. And it might not be in the form of romantic love. You might find love within your children. You might find love within your education. You might find love within volunteer work. It's a million and one different places you could find love. And stop looking Anything that's organic will find you. Our grandmothers and grandfathers didn't have no goddamn POF, want no DMs, child. It was go outside. It was meet people. It was let it happen organically. Let a man be a man. Y'all removing the dynamic of letting a man be a man, and you're ending up with men who are bitches. They didn't have to do anything manly to even get you. He didn't have to walk up and get the courage to approach you and have the courage to ask you your name and then take the time to court you and talk you up, chat you up on the phone, and then get the courage to ask you out on an official date and then actually have to come and pick you up. Y'all remove all the dynamic of men being men and then wonder why we're left with nothing but bitches. It's the desperation. You have to be okay to just be okay. Goodness gracious. Who's to say that he didn't? We'll never know unless there's paperwork on that. But I don't even believe that the other adult in the house, and I ain't saying no names, I don't even think that she would call the cops. I think she'll just let the shit ride. She don't want to rock the boat. She not ready to be alone. That's sick. That's real life problems. Stop removing. Let a man be a man, and that's how you know. Y'all remove all of the things that could serve as tests. If the man ain't have nowhere to move you and your kids, and that's what Olivia said. And like I told y'all back then, when it was said, I believe it. But will the full story ever come out? No. Well, unless Chrissy decides she gonna piss Big Dukes off again. Now I think Big Dukes, she right there at the tip to where she ready to spill all of the tea. Okay. So if one more incident happen, Big Dukes might go ahead and just let it all hang out. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Child, if this was Chris, honey, like I said, I wouldn't have even been able to get up here and find me any bandwidth, child. They would have left my ass with 1 megabytes. It would have been so hot. But you know what? That's cool. That yeah, the Floridian strangler. At it again. Texas strangler. Boy, you just an international strangler, huh? You just don't discriminate. You don't care about climate, geographical. You don't care about height, weight, race, nothing. Equal opportunity, smacker. Boy, you sick in the head. I hope you gone for real. God blocked her from. That's what I said. And then to continue to try to plan a baby with somebody who's not even your husband. That's a no from everybody. The universe, everybody. We say no. No, no, absolutely not. Not even a little bit, sis. Don't even try it, girl. All right, so one more time before we close out. On 01/14/2022, around 2300 hours, I, the affiant, was dispatched to a 911 hang up call at an address in Texas. I, the affiant, learned from the victim, fill in the blank, was having a verbal argument with the defendant, Rod, about the defendant's cousin using profanity towards the victim through the defendant's cell phone. During the argument, the victim told the defendant to give the phone to the victim. When the defendant heard what the victim said, the defendant told the victim no, and then a verbal argument ensued. During the argument, the defendant got up from his chair and grabbed the victim by the shirt and pushed the victim against the wall. They fell to the ground. Victim's back of her head hit the wall, causing pain to her head and her back. The affiant observed white paint in the back of the victim's head and observed the hole in the wall. The defendant admitted to grabbing the victim and pushing the victim to the wall. Okay, are we clear on that? I didn't see anything about the second cousin twice removed. I might have missed the part about how he kicked the neighbor's ass. I didn't see any of that in this. So y'all let me know if I skipped over a word or for somebody to push you hard enough into a surface to where as the damn paint is transferred, like, chill. Okay. Okay, yeah, the drunk live they did told it all. Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Hey, hey. Mm. And then the hand to the face, yeah. Mhm. All right, y'all. I'm about to hop off here. I'm all worded out, child. I don't know. Just pray for the kids. That's all we can hope is the best for the children. Grown people gonna do what they want to do, but once you make a conscious decision, I'm losing my words, child. I'm stumbling and bubbling. A conscious decision to become a parent, mother, or father, you really have to prioritize your children. If you can't find it in you to prioritize your children above your own selfish needs, then you don't need to have them.